Hey guys, Elite Legionarii here, and I am bringing you a 4-player free-for-all for Medieval 2 Total War. Today I'm in command of Demark, which is a really cool faction. Very two-handed, weaponed, infantry-oriented faction. My army consists of 3 of these Obershire halberd type guys, a very awesome unit. 4 dismounted chivalric knights, a really good infantry unit, 2 units of peasant archers, and 3 of these Norse war clerics, which are really good, with a mace, their best cav unit. Our opponents, my initial opponent is Ant Dog the Great 51999, who is in command of the Mongols, which is a really awesome faction. His army consists of 3 Mongol heavy archers, which broke the rules, which were only at 2. He's got some Mongol, he's got Khwarezmian cavalry, rather. I don't know how to say it, but I don't know why I'm saying it wrong. The Mongol heavy lancers, got a couple of those. He's got a Khan's Guard, dismounted some heavy spearmen, and I think that's it. So, yeah, very sort of typical Mongol army, really. Then there's HG, I don't know if that's a clan or something, Veneno.xv. So I don't know, that sounds like a clan. I'm not very familiar with Medieval 2 stuff in that regard. So he's got some noble knights, some chivalric knights, Avianture, Scots Guard, which are really good, Swiss pikemen, which are also good, dismounted noble knights, General's bodyguard, and 2 more noble knights. And finally, the Spanish player, Mitchell Burrito. This guy was really rather, he camped the whole game and played some pretty cheap style. But he has Knights of Santiago, merchant militias, cavalry. He also has a General's bodyguard, peasants, dismounted conquistadors, quite a lot of them, pike militia, more. He's got some. Well, he's got Pavi's crossbowmen, and he's got some peasants and things. So all he does is he comes up behind me and he sits on this little hill piece here for about 85% of the game. Really annoying. So I see that coming, and I thought, oh crap, he's coming right for me. So I have to deal with this Mongol player really fast. So I don't want 3 units. Under attack. We must act now. I don't want 3 units of my Obershire getting caught on this 1 unit of dismounted heavy lancer spearmen. So I'm sending only 1 in. I forgot to put it into formation right away, but it doesn't really matter because they're really good. They don't have the same stats as the Janissary heavy infantry, and they use the same sort of weapon, but for some reason I reckon they're better. They just fight better, eh? So I'm going around here, and I'm going to use my infantry to support against his cav. So these Khwarezmian cavalry are getting beaten down by my Norse war clerics. Probably because they've got a sword and my guy's got a mace, which is armor piercing. These Mongol heavy lancers are suffering the same fate to my Norse war clerics. These Khan's Guard, on the other hand, though, they'll make a difference. They're really good. Not that these other units are bad or anything. But let's see what else is going on. So I have to keep a constant wary eye on Spain this whole battle because I don't know what he's going to do. The rules were originally, there's just like a setting, it's called 6/2, which is just 6 cav altogether, and only 2 are allowed to be horse archers. And I put no guns, no elephants, and no artillery. So they're the rules. But this player here, the Mongol player, said his connection wasn't so great. So he asked if we could reduce the amount of units to 12 per person. And I asked the other players, and they eventually agreed to it. So I reduced the money from 15k down to 10k each, and we did that. So obviously the Spanish players got a huge non-upgraded army. I've gone with a more medium sort of army. It's decently sized, but still got some upgrades. I make sure I always have upgrades when I play, because I think it makes a big difference. As you can see, the Mongol players getting 3 beats up, but these Khan's Guard are actually doing really well, like I said they were, because they're a really good cab unit. I'm using my peasant archers to keep
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
I'm using my peasant archers to keep these Mongol cavalry horse archers getting them busy. I've got these 4 units on guard in case Spain comes in, which reduces my fighting prowess or ability to work. And now France is coming in. So all in all, I have quite a lot to deal with. But this is a scored res game, and I'm sitting here saying to France for the most of the game, saying, it's scored res. You've got to get kills if you want to get victory. And
the enemy general is slain. We pray his death will break his men's resolve.
And I'm sitting there saying that you've got to get some kills.
Our men are under attack. We must act now.
And he just doesn't. He just sits there the whole time, and he ends up being the last man standing in the game. But ultimately, you're going to see that all that camping on that hill cost him the victory. Plus, all in all, it was a pretty cheap thing. I think it annoyed everyone, particularly me, because it's just annoying. Our men are
under attack. We must act now.
So anyway, I've cleaned up the Mongol player pretty good. These guys, I'm going to head them back. I'm not, this whole Spain on my back thing the whole time, and with these puppies crossbowmen, and I'm a little bothered by it. And I kill the Mongols, right, or beat the Mongols, but I'm automatically hemmed again by France coming in. But the French player at least doesn't camp. He comes in and he has a battle with me. Basically, the Spanish player waits for all 3 of us to fight and get weakened and then come in. Okay, that's pretty cunning and clever, but at the same time, it's cheap. Free-for-alls are, about getting into the action. I mean, if this had been an LMS, that would have been an absolutely fantastic strategy, but this is scored res. It's a stupid strategy on scored res. My guy's getting pretty shot up here by his puppies crossbowmen.
We must act now.
But there's not much I can do about it either. I'm bringing up my peasant archers to assist, but there's very little I can do about it, because if I turn around I'm going to get shot in the back anyway. But I automatically know I'm not going to be the last man standing, because I can see I'm going to get squashed. But I'm hoping I can do enough damage to the my opponents. I never realised I lost this many men standing here like this. I really should have withdrawn sooner.
Under attack. We need to act.
So I'm getting pretty hammered by both of them now. But I have every intention of going down in a glorious struggle. So I have to toss up between who I'm going to fight, and considering he's on a hill and has a whole lot of archers shooting at me, or puppies crossbowmen, I'm going to go with the French player, because I might just have a slight height advantage, and the French player is, well, he's not really damaged, but 2 of his cabinets are off there.
We must act now.
So I'm going to go after them. I really did waste a lot of my Obishai. I did not realise they got at the time that I was losing that many men, and I was a bit annoyed with myself for it, but never mind. So anyway, as you can see, I'm still getting shot in the back, so there's not really a lot I can do about that. But he's just content to camp for the whole thing and wait until me and France are so weak that we can't fight him. So anyway, he's going to charge me and get his knights caught on mine and my archers. That's fine, because now that I can see my own dismounted infantry in, I can deal with them because they don't have a charge. He charges in, but they get smacked and caught on my Obishire and my Norse War Clerics, which is brilliant because he's gonna, if I intercept him and slow down his charge, my infantry will be able to beat him, but if they get hit at a full charge, they'll lose. So anyway, we get into battle, but he's got a lot of these dismounted noble knights, and like I keep saying, two-handed units in this game are not nearly as good as sword and shield. I keep saying it, there's two-handed units just don't do it as well. There's a few that are okay, but in my opinion they just don't.
Changes in the course of battle. for defeat seems almost certain.
So, as you can see, these noble knights are getting pretty cleaned up. These Obishire are excellent
Our men are under
units.
attack. We need to act.
My archers are getting pretty cleaned up, and nothing much I can do about that because I need all my units to pin as infantry. I've got one unit out here of infantry trying to support. They're just too slow though. Demark is an extremely infantry-based faction,
Our men are under attack. We must act now.
and a lot of two-handed units, and like I keep saying, they're just not as good as sword and shield units, but they've still got sword and shield units, thankfully, so they've still got decent variety there. Their Huskars are really good. There's a lot of good stuff, and in the later period when they get their North War clerics,
Our men are under attack. We must act now.
when they can get their Norse war clerics, they've got their set for cavalry, which is great.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
I don't know why, but this game has the most annoying speeches on it. It always interrupts me. So here I start to rout one of his Swiss pikemen, which is good. He comes in for some fast hits with his general's bodyguard, which is not good because I can't really deal with it. I'm doing the best I can, but as you can see, Spain is still camping and shooting me in the back. But he can do it all he wants, but it's going to cost him. I keep trying to tell him this as we're playing too. So this Scots Guard managed to beat down my knights in conjunction with this cab charge in the back, which is not good. But looking at this battle, I realised I was actually starting to overcome this French player in the infantry battle. I think his archers probably would have ended up blowing me away, but I think it was a pretty even battle. As you can see, the oh so brilliant Spanish player comes in for a rear charge after we're both so severely weakened. So there's my army gone, full rout, and the French army's soon going to follow. So, this would have been a really...
Our general shames us all. He flees battle, while his soldiers still fight. Only intervention by the Almighty Lord or a military genius can bring us victory from this debacle.
What was I saying before I was so rudely interrupted?
Oh, shameful day. Our army is running from the field. We must rally our men before all is lost.
God, I hate this bit on this game. I must turn it off. Anyway, he just goes in for he just scavenges off what's left of me and France. That would work really well on Last Man Standing, but I did inform them this was scored. I told them, I said this is scored, you know, get your kills or you're going to lose, you know how scored works. But for some reason the Spanish player didn't seem to understand this. But this strategy has, I think I know what he's trying to do. He knew when to time it to make sure we were weak enough to ensure that his men would win, and that there was still enough of us that he could get plenty of kills. It's not a bad idea, but I think it's pretty lame and cheap because it's just annoying. No skill required, of course, just timing. I mean, you know, at least the French and Mongol player, you know, got into the action with me. But as you can see, as you'll soon see, his strategy obviously doesn't work. So all the armies are pretty much gone, so I'm just going to speed her up. This goes on for quite a while.
The enemy army runs. We must pursue and hunt them down.
So me and France admit defeat, but he's still got these Mongol guys out here that he's got to deal with. All in all, I felt pretty pleased with my effort because I beat the Mongols down, and I reckon I had France beat as well because I had quite a lot of infantry left, and they didn't. It would have been pretty even, but the Spanish player just sat there on that hill for almost the entire game. So, I mean...
The enemy army runs. We must pursue and hunt them down.
I mean, it's just... you know, I mean, you can explain this to people about a scored resolution. You've got to get kills. That's why it's called scored resolution. And they just sit there and they think they're going to win by staying on a hill and picking off routers and stuff. I mean, it's not a bad idea, but you're not usually going to get enough. I mean, that's why I always try and play scored on free-for-alls to stop that happening, because someone always does it in an LMS. So as you can see, I managed to win. The Spanish player did get a lot of kills. I don't think he did not deserve to win, in my opinion, because he didn't get into the action very much. I would have happily lost to France because he played well. But all in all, it was a good game to these guys. A bit disappointing about the camping, but I guess that just happens. So I had 991 men, 838 were destroyed. I had 153 men remaining, but I got over nearly 900 kills, so I won this one quite well. But good game to those guys. Let's have a look at my units here. These Norse war clerics were pretty decent, did really well. This one captured quite a lot. My chivalric knights did good. My Abershire, they still held, but they got shot up a lot by those archers, so that's unfortunate. But otherwise they did really good. They are a very good two-handed unit. For some reason they're just better than others, in my opinion. And they caught quite a lot as well. My peasant archers did good considering they were peasants. So I'm really pleased with the outcome and work of all my army, so I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I shall see you next time.